That looks different.
Wow, both Craig and Giark joined. This is good. Hello, everybody. It is August 5th, and this is the 99th episode of Loose Screws. We're going to attempt to do a show for the first time without a Jan Trax or a Ty Worsham. That somehow means I drew the shortest straw, and I get to do mommy's job this week and try to keep this in order. With me tonight are we got Dubs, Data, Nurgle, and myself. I'm going to do things the exact opposite of how Trex does it. He'll usually check with everybody, basically in alphabetical order, how we show up in Discord. I'm going to go reverse. I'm going to start with Nurgle. What have you been up to the last week?
Just mixing everything up. You're completely screwing up my order of operations here.
Absolutely.
Gives me more time to think.
Yeah, it gives him more time to think. Exactly. Not much going on. I actually haven't had a lot of time to play this week. We've got the COVID running rampant through work. So wash your hands and get your vaccinations, people. Don't play with it. But been off and on a little bit. Actually logged into Odyssey for the first time since late May. Still runs like crap. Regretted doing it. But the explosions are pretty. So
your RAM exploding was pretty?
No.
Okay.
Explosions when you make things go boom.
Okay.
I mean, good. RAM explosions are also pretty.
And that if you set your RGB right, they're always pretty.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Commander Data, how have you been this last week, and what have you been up to?
I've been doing all right. Been in game a little bit. So is this like the weekend we get to spend with the other parents? You know, mommy, we're away from mom.
Yeah.
No, we're with the creepy uncle.
Yeah, second Christmas.
You're with creepy Uncle Chig. Don't worry.
Yeah. The cool uncle.
Show us on the doll where this creepy man touched you.
He smokes weed in the basement and's got those velvet posters, those velvet Elvis posters up with a black light.
Yeah, I don't bring a black light near any room I've been in. That's never a good idea.
Oh.
I may have choked the chieftain recently.
Oh yeah. COVID's ramping up around here too. So, like Nurgle said, people.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Dubs? Yeah, tore apart an engine, or did you broke an engine or something? What have you been doing in game?
He was elbow deep in his neighbor's cylinder.
Yes, not even 30 minutes ago. That is correct. But Texas has still yet to admit that COVID has returned. So we're still moving on with normal life like it should be. Natural selection will take its course.
Yeah.
As far as in-game, I have built an iEagle. I've done nothing else. I haven't even really given to the BGS that much. Now I feel guilty.
Oh, man.
I know.
And a few missions for me. I haven't done much either. A few missions here and there. I logged in like two days ago. I logged in to do a couple missions. The first mission, the settlement bugged, and the data uplink didn't spawn. And the second mission was one of those assassinate missions, where it makes you fly to the planet to
those are
scan
trash.
the beacon and find the guy's location. And by the time I was done with that, I was just tired.
Yeah. And they're like, oh wait, hey, no, he ran away and he's now at a sidewinder by himself in the middle of fucking nowhere. Go get him.
It was literally a sidewinder. So it took me 2 seconds to kill him. Like, I did all that for this.
You just land your ship on him. It's so easy.
What kind of rewards do you get for that? Is it anything good even? I don't even know.
Trash.
Influence.
Absolute trash.
BGS. I just picked the influence.
No waste and grade 1 engineering materials.
Hey, no. I've been actually stocking up on the last week in game, I've actually been playing a lot of Odyssey. Well, like a whole lot. I told these guys earlier, I just kind of I told you guys last week, I'm going out in the black, suckers, and I'm not coming back anytime soon. So I've played enough that I watched all 5 seasons of The Expanse this week while exploring out in the black, finding plants and all of that stuff. The whole plant gun thing and it's really utterly pointless. I'm just gonna do it until I get elite because it's really, really goofy. But the planet tech there are a lot of really pretty planets and a lot of cool, valleys and stuff and ravines to drive around in and fly through. And I mean, you come across some planets, cool color skies and rolling hills, with like green coloring, so it almost looks like you're, on Naboo or something, and droids are going to come over the hill and kill us all. But that's
Is there sand?
Yep.
Yeah,
so
sand.
I take it you haven't done
everywhere.
BGS.
I'm collecting a lot of exploration data, so technically I'm doing BGS. I'll come back and sell it at our stations. Does that count? Do I get a pass, nerds?
Partial.
We'll take the floggings will be less
gentle.
Actually, that's another euphemism. Flog the fertilance.
Bordering on lover-like.
Bordering on lover-like.
Who is your favorite character on The Expanse, and why is it Amos?
Yes. That's all. He's the best. Actually, I cannot wait for the next season. I just this was my first time rewatching season 5. And it's actually really good. When I watched it the first time through, I was like, that was kind of an okay season. Watching season 5 again, it was badass. And I recommend going and watching it again, like right now. Like, we can stop recording and we can just go do that because that'd be far less stressful than this.
The stress is good.
Stress is good. You know what you can do to relieve stress?
Tell me.
You can grease the gunship.
Nice.
He's got a whole list of elite themed ones, doesn't he?
Yeah. I after Punch the Python last week, I'm like, I bet you there's a whole bunch we can come up with, and I did. So we'll keep adding them in randomly as we go because we need some kind of
comic relief
filler. Well, filler is what I call it. I suppose I should do the thing in the notes where he talks about loosescruised.com is our website. Come visit that. Join us on Discord.
Loosescruised.com.
Loosescruised.com. Isn't that what it says? That's what it says.
What it says.
I mean, I know that's what it says, but people aren't gonna they're gonna miss the E.
You're not wrong. You're just not right.
We got to get that ad.
We know
that. We got to get the site traffic for that ad revenue. Come on, guys.
Yeah. So we can all quit our jobs and live off of loose screws dollars. Woo!
You guys are getting dollars from this?
Which means you should go check out our merch store. I'm pretty sure that any money from that goes right to Ty.
At the rate we're going, we'll have enough money in that Loose Screws account to buy a drink in about 2 years.
And come join us in Discord. We've had a handful of new people join this week, and every week we seem to have more people join. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, sorry. And how do we get to the Discord? Discord.io/loose screws, and you can find our Discord. Never know what might be going on. Usually BGS stuff and all of that good stuff. Headlines for this episode, I don't think we have any, so we'll just move right on to Squadron update. If somebody wants to make a funny noise, then because we don't have our sound guy.
Boom.
Perfect. What do we got, nerds?
Squadron briefing.
I don't know how I could possibly top that.
Don't even try.
Peace and prosperity reign throughout the world. There's really not much going on. We wrapped up a war and an election last week, so we've got nothing going on now. We're prepping the Maikoro system to expand, which will be interesting because we have flexibility with where that goes, and we'll actually be able to work on picking our target there. We're building V640 back up to try to take another asset and finish securing that system. And other than that, we've been helping a couple of our neighbors with some BGS work and with a couple of wars going on because we're kind of in an idle period right now while we set some other stuff up. And details on all of that are in the standing orders on the Discord if you're interested.
Excellent. And everybody, that BGS, if you're looking for a reason to log in, helping the BGS is that reason. There's always something going on, and you can see how we take new stations and we get good wars. And then stupid elections. Who the fuck cares about elections? But apparently we got to take care of those once in a while.
One of the things that has always drawn me to BGS is no matter what you like doing in the game, there is a way to help the BGS doing the part of the game you enjoy playing. So.
Exactly. Let's see. Next up, there's a Galnet recap, and I believe Dubs volunteered to talk about whatever happened in the Galnet.
Oh, did I? Because it's pretty simple. The Federation is continuing to fuck around, and they are continuing to find out. The Marlinists are now finding out. Guess what? Drugs are still illegal. Onion head bad. And the Federation has now decided to fuck around even harder by going to war with the rebellion, and they're really going to find out about that. So, yeah, there's your Galnet.
How many systems is it this time?
Let me read the CG. That might have been good information. God, I'm so stupid. So they are fighting to prevent further factions from declaring independence in the Kuemba system. Okay, whatever. Moving on. New Kuemba labor, broken ties to Federation, yada yada yada. Yeah. So go fight. Okay, so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 different tiers. Da 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 da. Oh, I was reading the wrong one. We're not that one was the one about them returning. I don't like that. So we're gonna go with the other one. Yeah, so there's 8 tiers, and it appears to be, should they match, its independence will be confirmed. If they're 1 tier ahead, then Delcana Labor will declare independence. Should they go 2 tiers ahead, then they will be adding United HIP 108095 values party. And at 3 tiers ahead, they will be adding the Mutumu future. So that's 4 totals.
And it's a total of 28 systems they control. Wow.
Yeah, but we can make it to tier 8 this time, guys. Just try. And as of right now, there are currently 3 times as many contributors to the independence as there are the feds.
Oh.
Are participation levels still garbage for this compared to, pre-Odyssey CGs?
No, not really. It's the last time I looked at it, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like the CGs are still being participated by almost as many people. I mean, there were a couple fluctuations here and there are some really big ones back when they were giving away like the custom one-time decals and shit. But they're already at 2% for the independence. So
I feel like within the past year, Galnet's come back in full force. These storylines are all great, but it's kind of revealed the weakness in the community goal activities. It's shown they're kind of the same activity every time. It's turn in bounties, deliver goods, or deliver materials.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of flexibility there within the game to do different things.
Yeah, it's just kind of repetitive if you're not like doing it just for story's sake.
It's kind of what a CG is. It's basically us deciding what the next piece of the story is going to be.
And I'll admit right now, I don't care. I've participated in a couple of these, but man, I don't even look at this when it comes out right now. I just kind of, I don't know, living in the galaxy, doing my own thing. I'm not participating in this stuff.
I mean, we already know how it's going to go. I might actually take my Imperial Eagle over to one of the CZs and fuck around with that. I understand it's not like big powerful combat ship, but it's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
The hardest decision of my life was made building that Eagle. Get ready. I put short range on a plasma accelerator, guys.
Oh boy.
Why?
Because meta is not the way.
All righty. Okay, well, that's Galnet. Dev news this week, there really wasn't much of anything. Correct me. I see Friday there was a server-side fix. I don't even know what it fixed. My guess
One
is
nega
little
ship was in the
things.
wrong place or something like that. A couple of little things.
So just
yeah.
little glitches. I mean, since update 6, is that what they call it? Update 6 last week.
Yeah.
And they said that they fixed the hang when you try to log off. I had never had that problem until this week. And now about every 4th time I log off, I have to task kill Odyssey. So I don't know what the fix did. Data, you said that you were having that before.
It fixed it for me. Yeah.
Okay, it did fix it for you.
It's better now.
It created it for me. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it either. And before, like, that was just like what I was doing. Like, I quit the game and I opened Task Manager without even waiting. I didn't think about it. Like, it's coming.
Okay. And yeah, me about 1 in 4 times. I even just let the black screen sit there one time to see if it would eventually resolve itself. And I went down, made a sandwich and stuff, then came back upstairs like an hour later and it was still black screen. I'm like, okay, no, it definitely is fully stuck. So I task kill it.
Literally never had that happen.
The first time it happened
never had
to me,
it until this week.
Yeah, the first time for me, like, I logged out and went to bed, came out the next day, and it was still there. So it's the complete hang up. Like, it literally just gives up. It just stops. It's like not even using a lot of resources. It's just chilling there.
Yeah, it's like not using. I don't think it was using any resources. It just gave me a black screen. It was weird.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Just hey man, you don't want to use this monitor.
The game's closed. What the fuck else are you trying to do? If you're not launching Elite, fuck you.
It's mining Bitcoin with your computer.
Man, give me a cut at least. Jesus. Then let's see. Tuesday Supercruise news. Was there anything in that? I didn't get a chance to watch it or see a recap or anything.
I didn't even see did a Burr Pit video even drop on it? I feel like I didn't hear anything about it.
I don't know. The Burr Pit's been kind of quiet lately, it seems.
He has.
I mean, what is there to cover?
I know.
Well, that's kind of the point.
One thing of note, today, friend of the pod and Discord, DJ Wiley, his YouTube channel Space Hero, he flew around to a bunch of the planets that were shown off in like the dev diaries, to compare how they looked then to how we see them now. That was neat. They're definitely a lot different looking than they did.
I put a link to that in the show notes for me. I'd like to check that out. I don't think I'm subscribed to that. I'm sorry, DJ Wiley. I thought that this has been mentioned multiple times, and I'm always like, I got to go see his stuff, and I never got around to it. So I am going to make it a point to get on that and subscribe to your channel. Let's see. We have today the Let's Play stream. Anything interesting there? Did anybody get a chance to watch any of it or hear any news?
Maybe that's what Burr and Rini have been doing, is getting ready for that, because I think they like showed off some other videography skills today on the stream. I did see that. I think they were showing the seams, maybe how they do what they do, capturing all that nice footage, that beautiful bean footage they get all the time.
Beautiful bean footage. Yes. I love myself some beans. Yes, I just said that out loud. Jesus Christ.
Beans and cheese.
I see a reminder here. Actually, we'll talk about that at the end. I think let's have a discussion of some kind. I mean, earlier this week, me and Dubs were talking about problems with the game. We were thinking about just random crap, and then we got into a discussion about engineering, and Dubs is of the opinion that engineering is flat broke, and he would be okay if it was removed from the game and whoever added to the game was murdered. I don't go that far with it. I think engineering is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go. It's the best thing that ever happened to this game.
Perfectly fine. Okay.
All is well.
Lying through
all that's fine. Yeah,
provides
I'm absolutely
good balance and worthwhile investment of player time,
but
engaging gameplay to gather mats.
So
and
engaging.
Helps make
that's where I have a problem.
More fun.
Let's start first.
I don't know.
Let's start with Dubs and let him explain why engineering's broken. Then we'll move. Then let Nurgle and Data hop in here and see where you guys
explain why
stand
he's
on
wrong.
And then
Why I'm
then I'll
wrong.
tell you why you are all wrong and give the correct answer. So what do you got?
Okay.
It's been decided already. That's good.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's completely broken and the guy needs murdered. Maybe beaten a little bit. But I don't know. Like the game seemed decently well balanced, and it was fun to do combat before. And then they introduced engineering, and it was like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a cool concept. Add a little bit of flavor, pizzazz to your freaking build. Change things a little bit. But I just feel like they took it too far. The numbers are just too fucking large, and like the downside to most of your engineering just isn't like the punishment for the change isn't. It's not what it's supposed to be.
There is no downside.
Yeah, there are some. There are
Your
some downsides.
multi-cannon will
Some
use
of them,
10% more power. Come on.
yeah, just like the multi cannons. When you do overcharged, you get 70% more damage. Like that's a big fucking chunk of damage, which would make sense if there was a deterrent from doing that. Like, hey, you're gonna overheat your ship, and yes, it has the same negative side effect percentages as like your beam lasers and shit. But the multi-cannon doesn't fucking produce any goddamn heat to begin with, and it doesn't consume much power to begin with. So like that 15, 20, whatever the percentage, penalty is, like it means nothing. So there's no reason to choose any other engineering than that for most instances. And then a person without the engineering doesn't even they don't stand even a little bit of a chance. I don't feel like engineering should off balance it that far. Like they should make it to where you apply the engineering to give your weapon a different effect or change the way it behaves, not just fucking rape people with it. I mean, it's ridiculous. Way
Yeah.
overpowered.
Well,
And
yeah,
and
the 70%
insanely
is huge.
Yeah.
yeah, and the insanely compelling gameplay of just relogging because you need like
God.
20 of the same thing to get it, and it takes you 2 hours to get that thing. And I understand the argument, like, well, if you don't like that, just play the game normally and it will eventually come. Okay, yeah, cool. I'm going to do that. And then Chig is going to go do the relogging to get it and then just come and wipe the fucking floor with me because I didn't do my engineering. So
I'd wipe the floor with you either way.
okay, you can fucking try. Tell you what, let's go to the fucking cargo bay of our ships and duke it out. Fisticuff style.
Cargo Bay. Wait, we can't do that in Odyssey.
No, we'll have to go to Star Citizen.
Oh, God. There we go again. Have you logged on Star Citizen at all this week?
I actually haven't. I haven't logged into Star Citizen once this week just because, I mean, I want to and I go and do the cool things, but it's kind of like, I've kind of already done the things I want to do in there and I'm waiting for the next update. So we'll see how that.
There's like a Squadron 42 update or information dump they did. I didn't see it. So
I haven't paid attention
it's just like
to any other
development update sort of thing.
Okay. Well, let's get back on topic. What do you think about engineering data?
Well, hold on, I'm not done.
Oh God, why?
Like I said, just the levels, the numbers of things that you need to do the engineering are over the top, and I feel like if they made it to where you only needed one or maybe two of these valuable items to make the engineering change, but just make it to where you can't just go out and relog to get it. Like it's gonna be a dumb chance thing. Like, oh shit, it's a mission reward, or oh hey, I killed this elite Corvette or Anaconda and it dropped one, and then you go, you do your engineering, and you're done with it. But to be like, all right, it's time to go engineer my federal gunship. Let me collect 1,000,000 core dynamic composites because I'm gonna fill every slot with hull reinforcements.
Well, I'm trying to figure out. I can't wrap my head around, for the life of me, a lore reason why it takes multiple rolls. Once you're to, G5, in order to get that maxed out, you got to keep rolling again and again and supplying more mats again and again. If you're engineering something and souping it up, and you've got the mats to do it, you would either do it or you wouldn't. I don't understand this doing it over and over again to get it slightly better each time.
Waste your materials, and it wastes your time, and it makes you continue to play. Exactly. But apparently, ship interiors have no gameplay because it would take too long to walk from your cockpit to the door.
True.
Okay, I'm done. Next person.
Data, you got any strong opinions on this? If you got weak opinions, just shut your mouth. But we want strong opinions.
Well, I just kind of.
I just do the meta build, guys.
Just get
efficient plasmas only.
Recharge multis and long range beam lasers. That's what you need. I don't have any great specific thoughts because I've only known engineering as it is now. So I didn't play pre-engineering.
But pre-engineering combat meant something.
It might be more fun if you couldn't engineer away the rock paper scissors component of combat. Lasers and against shields and bullets against hull. Like you can modify away all of your weaknesses. It seems.
That's pretty much what engineering does. It just
I miss the days of when I was building my Fer-de-Lance and I legitimately didn't have a big enough power plant. So I had to be careful about how I built that thing.
Yeah, like the side effects from armoring your power plant, it gives you more power too. So you can have a tougher module and be overcharged a little bit.
And more efficient cooling. I don't know if you guys knew this, but stacking armor on top of shit makes it cool better. It also makes
totally
it produce
logical.
more power.
It's like having more fins on the heatsink.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you can't shoot a bullet through the fins on a heatsink, right? So you can't shoot through.
Totally not.
Right. Armored heatsinks, that's what they are.
Interesting. What about you, nerds? Any ideas?
Well, I think can we all agree that the material grind in engineering is just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to really disagree with that. That's the worst part of the game. And I mean, I just a couple of weeks ago literally spent a week material grinding to do some engineering, and telling you driving all around the crystal shard sites shooting rocks was riveting gameplay. And then
the meta efficient way is not fun. Now they've got it's tied into gameplay to get like your low grade raw mats. Like if you're laser mining, you'll fill up on stuff. That's fun.
Right. And that's where I was headed next. The low grade stuff happens organically for the most part. But when you're talking about 4 and 5s, definitely, and a lot of 3s, that just doesn't happen organically. You pretty much have to go and farm that stuff. And that's just, especially when it comes to manufactured materials, because let me tell you, there is no more exciting gameplay than hunting for a high grade emission and then endlessly relogging and repeating it. Because
to an extent,
just the bee's knees.
It does happen organically as you're playing. Like what's the thing that the elite anacondas drop? The exquisite focus crystals. Like you do get those for destroying anacondas, and it'd be cool. Like, oh hey, there's one. Let me grab it. Now I can run to the engineer and upgrade my laser. But hey, guess what, motherfucker? You need 10 of them.
Yeah,
just one laser
and
or whatever the item is.
Right. That's the other part. You need too damn many of them to do anything. So really, if you're going to engineer something, you're really pushed towards farming the materials because you need so damn many of them.
Yeah, just make it to where you cannot farm them. Like relogging doesn't work. If you run into a high grade emission, you drop into it. Hey, the stuff's there. That's cool. Let me collect it. Remove the ability to relog and just keep getting it. But at the same time, they need to chill out on the requirements.
Yeah, reduce the quantities.
Yeah,
make it harder to get.
Yeah, make it harder to get and make it to where I don't need as many to do it. That way I don't just say fuck it and go play another game.
And lighten up on the cross trading loss.
Well, yeah, that's making the. Let's talk about that then. Ways to fix these things. One would definitely the material trader trading at a far more generous rate than it is right now. I mean, it's brutal. If you've got class 1s and you need class 5s, forget about it.
That's never happening.
You're not doing that. And trading between the tiers, up and down,
you still lose.
it's not tiers, different
The
classifications.
rows.
Yeah. It's once again, it's too punitive to do trading. They really should, as Dub said, just reduce the cost. And I have no problem with the mats. The first time you engineer something using a lot of mats, but after you've done it once, make it like an unlock, and then it's super cheap to do after that. Because right now, why is it the same every frickin' time? Let us unlock it and then make it, far cheaper. Another thing I would do is, I've brought this up, a few times in the past, is if there was a player economy and we could go out and farm those mats and sell them for credits to other players, that would make a huge difference too, because then it would give people options. You could go farm credits to buy mats, or you could farm mats to earn credits. It just gives you more choices in game. I
don't like the idea of farming anything.
Well,
but if you're gonna have to farm it, there needs to be a player economy around it,
or at least fun gameplay that doesn't involve the login screen.
Yeah. Farming is a part of gameplay, like you sit in a Hazres and collect bounties, something like that.
Yeah,
and there has to be a downside to engineering. There have to be trade-offs.
Yeah, they need to balance it better. Like it's not balanced well enough as it is.
We need meaningful trade-offs. If you're going to get a more powerful, if your gun's going to shoot more or do more damage, man, words are hard. If your gun is going to do more damage, maybe it degrades faster and, takes damage as it's shooting, or has a chance of failing. Something, meaningful trade-offs. 70% more damage on the multi-cannons is ridiculous. That's like if you have 5 hard points that are all multi-cannons and you upgrade them to G5, that's 70%. That's like having 3.5 extra hard points. It goes, there's no way an unengineered ship would ever have a chance with its 5 multi-cannons compared to the 8.5 that a fully engineered ship has. If you followed my logic there, it's ridiculous. And with no downside, I don't know. And once they made power plants, I mean, you just overcharge your power plant. You've got enough power to do pretty much any build you want. I know there's exceptions, but it's very, very minor sacrifices you got to make anything fit into a build.
Yeah.
The biggest power plant.
Your other systems with no downside, they've created a meta, because I think we were just talking about multi-cannons are the perfect example. Other than having one with corrosive for that effect, there's no reason to get anything other than overcharged on a multi-cannon.
Well, I mean, you have the one that increases your target's heat signature, because if they try to go silent running, the emissive emissions, that's a legitimate one. However, there's not really a downside to emissive emissions that I'm aware of.
And that's really an edge case.
It's not even the experimentals I'm mad about. I like the experimentals. A lot of them are cool and they're not ridiculously overpowered. It's mostly the base engineering mods that just don't make any sense to me about how ridiculously OP they are.
I'm with you.
Like I would like it if, instead of, like, we shouldn't do re-rolling. Like, I like the way the experimentals are done. Those were done well, most of them anyways.
Yes.
So why don't they change the main engineering to be more like the experimentals, where, like, hey, give me X amount of materials, I apply this to your weapon, hardpoint, whatever the item is, and hey, it's a one and done.
Is that how doing
no
the
re-rolling.
Odyssey engineering? Is that how it is? I haven't done much. I can't remember. Do you just click it once and it applies the upgrade?
Yeah, there's no re-rolling for the weapons or the suits or anything like that. It just takes 80 of a specific item. I think it's the manufacturing instructions. Yeah. So I hope you like that crash satellite, because you're going to be staring at it for a very long time.
Oh.
I don't want to.
I don't either. I refuse to do another engineering grind.
So what you do is you stand on top of the satellite for the relog, because then when you spawn back in, you're inside the satellite, protected from the NPCs, and you can just see the data port through the from the inside of the satellite, and you just relog like that. Best gameplay of my life. Never want to play another game.
That might affect my immersion. I don't know if I can go down that road.
Yeah.
Me being inside the satellite.
Inside, protected from gunfire. All I got to do is relog and collect data.
Oh my god! I think it's time for another euphemism. You can molest the Mamba after the show if you want, or fondle the Phantom if you so choose.
I honestly would not have.
Prax is never going to let me helm this show again.
If I'll go as far to say, if they just removed engineering altogether, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be upset.
Oh god, people would lose their fucking minds.
I can't go there. I can't.
They'll get over it. Rip the fucking Band-Aid off and fix it.
Delicious.
Don't just remove it and do away with it. I mean, I know it's hard to backtrack from what you've already done. You've already given the players this much power. If you take away their 80 light year Anaconda, they're going to be pissed. But
you think?
There's got to be a way that it can be fixed in some sort of way.
Then let players trade modules. There'd be this insane black market for these legacy engineered.
Yeah.
God, yeah, there would.
I wouldn't give away any of my legacy engineered stuff.
No.
One thing they could do is, keeping engineering in is maybe make some new, modules that are, like we have the Guardian modules that are better than normal modules, but not as good as engineered modules. Adding some more of those to the game, not necessarily Guardian, but maybe, engineers start selling, like grade A+ modules or something to bring an unengineered ship a little bit closer to engineered ships. I don't, I'm just spitballing here. I don't know, something like that would help.
Similar to, but not exactly engineering. You talking about the grade of modules. Tell me why I would ever buy a C class or a B class module of any kind. You wouldn't. It's absolutely stupid. There's a reason to buy D-rated, because it's super lightweight and, well, it's lightweight. And then you go from that straight to A class.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So why do the class B power plants that weigh, what is it, literally twice as much as the A class? Why do they not output more power? Why don't they make it to where the B class power plant is twice the weight, outputs more heat, but just has more power than the A class, and then make the A class lighter weight, more efficient, lower temperatures, but hey, you don't need as much power.
Or even make like the B class, because it weighs so much, it's super tough. Like, it's hard to shoot out from under you. If you're making just a massive tank build, put that in one of those classes, something, give it some benefit.
Yeah, like the classes in your modules, it just doesn't make sense.
No, it's D or A. You would never own anything else unless you're at a station that doesn't sell one of the other two, and you need to put something in to get yourself to a station that does have module.
And some could say, oh, well, it's the cost. That's what prohibits it. It's the cost. No, it's not, because y'all have ruined credits in this game. Back when I first played this game, I struggled to build my FDL. There was a point where I was like, oh, I could buy the B class power plant because I can finally afford it, or I could have a little bit more rebuy saved up, or I could buy this, or I could buy that. And you struggled your way up, back in 2015, 2016, and then they ruined it. And then, players were crying with their thumbs up their asses, like, I don't want to do anything to get credits. Make it easy. Make mining easy. And, Frontier gave it to them. And now it's just like, all right, well, here's credits. Just go get yourself a cutter, A-rate it.
Yeah, but now you're crying and you want make engineering easy.
No, engineering should not be easy. Engineering should be like flavors to your builds, but there's no reason that engineering should just let you fucking steamroll the guy beside you. Because
but one of the arguments you were making, though, is reduce the cost of it.
Reduce the power. Make it significantly harder to get the items, so that there is no, oh, hey, let me just go to X website and say, oh, that's how I get to that item. All right, I'm just gonna do this for 2 hours and then have the materials needed. Like, no, it shouldn't work that way. Like, mission rewards, or by chance off of something, or hey, maybe you find a high graded mission. Like, make it to where it is legitimately hard to get these items, but don't make me bring 50 of them to the engineer with me.
Yes, I can see that. Absolutely. I don't know. Any other thoughts on this? Should we kick this pig or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah, I'm sure I kicked it. I cooked it well.
I think this pig has been thoroughly kicked. Yes.
I think we should kiss the pig.
Or should we?
Have a euphemism for that?
Or should we violate the vulture? All right. I don't know. Next, we might. It's not really a Chig chat this week. If you want to feel old, this week, 15 years ago, Ricky Bobby hit movie theaters. That was 15 fucking years ago.
Oh,
any thoughts on that movie?
Jesus.
Oh, so many good quotes.
Baby Jesus.
Movie is so bad and so good at the same time.
Yeah.
I know.
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yes. So that came out. I don't know. I could. Oh, you know what I'll do? Actually, no, that'll be when I do a cheese at the end. Never mind. I don't know. We got anything else, or should we just call it a nice short show tonight, being that we didn't have tracks to talk?
Did you talk about the music thing?
No, I was going to do that with all the stuff at the end that we talk about there, but I'll bring that up right now.
It deserves its own spot because we need to boost participation.
Yes, dinner roll dance party. Well, that's not what it's called. It's what is it called? It's music league. Cruel Rabbit, our good friend Cruel Rabbit, he put together a thing called Music League. It's tied to Spotify. It's this, I don't know, this weird competition thing where you link songs and everybody votes and you get a winner each week. And I don't know if we're doing any kind of prizes at the end or something. I have no idea. But right now, you can come to our Discord, go to the Dinner Roll Dance Party channel in the music section, and there's a link to it. You can go on, you can sign up for it, and each week there'll be a theme. Like this week's is you just got your first spaceship or something, and you're taking it on its maiden voyage. What song would you play at launch? And you need to pick the song that you would play for that, and then everybody votes on what songs are listed, and you go from there. I voted for Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. I don't remember who posted that, but that's definitely a good choice there. And we do this. It's just another thing that we can do to have some up to 6 people signed up. Definitely would, be more fun with more people, and probably, get a far more eclectic music choice. The more people you have, well, we might get exposed to music we wouldn't normally listen to. Like I'll be all, probably hair metal from the 80s. So be ready for that. But yeah, come to the Discord. That's discord.io/loose screws. Come to the Discord, sign up for that, and we can have some fun with that. I encourage everybody to do it. We're I think voting right now, we're voting on this week's. I don't think any more submissions, and the voting closes on Tuesday, and then the next category, I guess we'd call it, comes up, and you submit songs, and then we vote on songs. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can have some fun with it, and we'll go from there. Anybody have anything to add on that?
Dinner Roll Dance Party. That's the channel you're looking for. Dance
Party. Yep. Yes. From one of Jan Trax's amazing jokes he does, dinner roll. That's that. If you like the show, please rate and review on whatever your preferred podcast app may be. Helps people find the show and helps things grow. I've mentioned the Discord multiple times, and be sure to go to loosescrewsed.com for mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. And there's even like onesies for babies and stuff. There's a lot of stuff on there. And if Anybody has any ideas for merch? Let us know. We can add random stuff. I mean, I've got a T-shirt and a hoodie so far. My daughter keeps joking I should buy the yoga pants that are on there. That's not happening.
Definitely buy the yoga pants and wear them. I want to see it.
All right, I think I got to just throw out the rest of the euphemisms I came up with this week before we move on to cheese or anything else. Unless anybody else has any other news.
We have to have the cheesy before the cheese.
Well, yes, definitely the cheesiest of the cheesiest before the thing. So let's see, what do we got? We can crank the crate. We can caress the keel back. You can tug the type. You decide what number you want to apply to that. Tug the type 10. We've got drain the dolphin. We've got spank the scout. You can always clean the courier, or you can arm wrestle the anaconda. That's the ones I came up with.
Wait, none for the Corvette?
None for the FDL?
He did one for the FDL.
I did. Flog the Furlance. I went for the FDL. So, if you guys come up with any others, we would love to hear them, because we are fucking children.
Whoa!
Hold on. Those are important.
No. We are children.
Yeah.
No.
Phrasing.
There's a better way.
Phrasing. Oh my God, I'm never running for public office now.
That's forever, man. It's on the internet.
It's fucking over, and I don't have the ability to edit shit. And we know Trax won't listen to the show to this point, so it's just
just gonna hit publish, baby. Hit publish.
All right, now cheese. This week, Soul Ripper in our channel this week gave a suggestion. I was going to keep going with animals we can milk to get other random cheeses, because we did moose and we did donkey, and I've done cow, sheep, goat, water buffalo. Those are all the animals we've milked for cheese in the past. And I was going to look for some more, but Soul Ripper came up with a suggestion is maybe me coming up with cheese accessories and things like that. And he posted an interesting thing about cheese knives. I never really thought about it. There's different cheese knives, and why would you use different cheese knives? Obviously, I've got a specific knife I always use for cutting cheese in the actual sense, not the euphemistic cutting the cheese sense. That it's a really thin blade, so it cuts through. So even on softer cheeses, it cuts through real nice. And I've never thought about going out and buying like a specific cheese knife, but they exist. There's they even have actual names. Like, you guys have all seen the one that looks kind of like a spatula with a down angle slot in it for like just peeling off cheeses. That's called a slicer. That's a good. I don't like them. I've owned them, but I don't any longer. I'm talking cheese. The Dubs ran away. Then they've got. Then there's an open work knife. I'd never heard of it. Now that I see a picture of it, it's a knife with slots cut in it, so it is like a thin knife. It'll make it so the cheese doesn't stick to the knife as much.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
It's a pain in the butt, especially if you're cutting, cheap, nasty cheeses like Velveeta. That's where you almost want the wire cutter, just a wire.
It's hard for me to not just lick the cheese off of the blade of the knife when that happens. So it's nice.
And I have done it before. And these knives too, if you've ever seen an actual cheese knife, usually at the end there's like almost a hook where it hooks up. That hook is literally for being able to pick up cheese slices without touching it with your hand to give to people or to feed yourself or, to put on the tray. I would have never thought of that. I just put my grubby fucking hands on the cheese as I put it on the tray. So if you come to my house for cheese, no, I have touched your cheese. But yeah, Google cheese knives. It's actually kind of interesting, and we'll try to add some more of this stuff as we go forward. Stay cheesy, everybody. Anybody got anything else before we just shut this shit down? Mueller.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah. I think we're done.
The pig has been kicked.
What does he usually say? Something about the loosest and screwiest podcast? No, he says that at the beginning. I screwed everything up.
Right,
It's never too late.
From the start. You know what I haven't said
Good night,
in a while?
everybody.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
Rock it.